Good morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe, Java fam.
Good morning, everybody. Oh, wow. Pretty good sound this morning. Good morning. Today is Monday, June 23rd, 2025, and we're here in the Java Cafe for Mental Health Monday. My name is James Jimmy Hills. I'm your host here this morning. Welcome to the Java Cafe this morning. Again, it is Mental Health Monday, and today we're going to be very intentional about checking in on our mental health, and I'm going to be a little transparent about mine, as there are a lot of things going on, and we're in what I call my last full week of programming, as next week Friday is July 4th, and for those of you that have followed me for a few years, you know that on the 4th of July. So let's get ready to go into the Java Cafe. Let's start out over on Instagram. Ari, good morning. Good to see you in the room this morning. We got to get you scheduled about your book, possibly on an after dark, so we can just talk freely. Good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Nisi Williams, good morning to you. Oh, sorry. Nicole, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Nisi, there you go. Good morning to you. Dina snuck on in this morning. Good to see you in the room. Michelle D. Smith, good morning to you. Milton, my brother. Thank you for your patience. It hit me this weekend how far out I am from covering that, but I got a little bit of a plan, so hopefully that'll make up for my tardiness. Pastor Marion, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Sister Debbie, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room this morning. Again, it is Mental Health Monday. Before we get into that, I will wait till I see her in the room, but if somebody has Sharon's information, tag her, because we want to congratulate her when she gets in the room. So when we do that, she's not here yet. So let's make this like a surprise party. When I shout out Sharon, y'all get ready to blow her up. And what I'm going to ask you to do is put the praying hands or like the party hat sign, because something big happened in Sharon's life this weekend. So we want to celebrate it. In the vein of Mental Health Monday, for those of you that aren't aware, the United States inserted herself into what's going on in the Middle East. And there are a lot of concerns. There are jokes. There are maps with Mar-a-Lago circled. There are social media posts about bomb shelters. This generation isn't familiar. If what I'll say is, I'll remember seeing the sign with the 3 triangles, one at the top, 2 on the side, that were in our schools. Many of our schools were considered bomb shelters. I'm going somewhere with this. In the vein of Mental Health Monday, as much as we have going on, and as much as we celebrated Juneteenth this weekend, we're going to talk a little bit about the Father's Day brunch. Awareness of these type of things do have an impact on our mental health. If you were to look at yourself as a central person, draw a circle around you, and then draw another ring around that, that is your immediate tier of influence. That is your family. That is your spouse, lack thereof. We'll talk about my mental health later. Your children, your job, your trauma, your past. That's in that closest tier 1. Draw another circle around there, and that sort of community impact. Things that you were seeing going on adjacent to you, issues with your coworkers, issues with your You're aware that your brother has issues with his wife. That's somewhat between tier 1 and tier 2, but it's not a direct influence. Those are the things that are in community. Miguel Fuentes has jumped on in the room. You all don't know who, well, this is Miguel. You all know who he is. In that third circle is where things like war, the economy, hearing about violence. We're going to talk about that too in a few minutes. Those things have an impact on our mental health. Let's keep it 100. And so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about ways to log off, intentionally drinking more water, and prioritizing yourself. Speaking of Miguel, we checked in, and he's on vacation. And the text, I said, what's up? Just checking in. And the text said, hey, Jimmy, something, something. And because I know him, I immediately knew that, wait, this brother's like chilling. You could just feel it in the response to the text. And so it is important that we do that. We have to sometimes do nothing. So let's go back in the Java Cafe and check in. Real Boston Media is in the room as well. Nicole is saying, I had to put the phone down because I found myself doom scrolling. We are living in crazy times. And that is real. And a lot of people feel that. And so we want to be intentional about how we address it, how we acknowledge it, address it, and not let it over bombard us. And I think talking about something else that happened. So let me go in chronological order. It's Monday. We catch up along with our Mental Health Monday. Get ready. Dr. Drumright over from Nashville is over on Instagram. Good morning to you, brother. Good to see you in the room. Real Boston Media said doom scrolling. Never heard doom scrolling? You never heard that? Y'all never heard that over there? Doom scrolling is basically when you get on TikTok, Instagram, whatever social media platform, it more than likely happens in Reels, and the algorithm this is a shame that we know what this is now, or this. You can do this and you know what someone's talking about, swiping up. So yes, doom scrolling is real on many manners. Doom scrolling isn't always negative. It could be positive. For some reason, I watched one sourdough starter video at least twice a day now. Some woman, I haven't seen a man yet, maybe one man, comes on my timeline doing sourdough, different ways. And then I'm like, oh, that's a little bit different. And then I'm watching that video, scroll again, and another sourdough comes on. That's doom scrolling. So it could be negative and positive. My point is, to Nicole's point, based around what's going on, that's real. The news, newspaper. And so we have to acknowledge it. We're doing that now. Tier 1, tier 2 of all the things that we're dealing with, they're there. Now, we have to decide how much space we give them. Some things have immediate impact and you have to backtrack. That's why it's important to be proactive in our self-care. So I'm going to try to stay focused. I got a pencil. I don't have paper. Let's go over the weekend. Thursday, we had the Black Father's Day Fathering Well brunch. As you all know, I'm a commissioner with the Black Men and Boys Commission, subcommittee lead for the Health, Wellness, and Fatherhood Committee, which put me into the space of leading some of the organizing for that breakfast. So thank you to everybody that came out. Thank you to the BMA staff. Thank you to the Commission on Black Men and Boys. Thank you to every panelist. Thank you to Exit Fame for performing. Thank you to the mayor who was there. All of the attendees. It was a great event. Dr. Anderson shared a great message around loving his son. His son I want to say is 18, 19, and they still have this exchange that they've been doing since he was he said before he came out the womb, affirmations of I love you and you are wonderful and things like that. I don't remember the exact words, but Dr. Anderson was a very powerful speaker. Exit Fame was there as well. We had a panel on both panels were under the theme of fathering well, but one focused on fathering and being a father, and then the other one focused on wellness while being a father. And so I want to thank all of the panelists. I'll thank my subcommittee members who are Richard Clater and also Kurt Faustin, our co-leaders of the Father's Day breakfast. They were the moderators. Also, Exit Fame was a panelist. Brian Worrell was on the fatherhood panel, along with, I think that was the only two on the fatherhood panel. And then on the wellness panel was Sean Leonard of Fields Corner Yoga. We'll talk about him in a minute. In another project we did Saturday. Mitch, also from Next Era, and Brother Sharif was on the fatherhood panel. Sharif Smith from the Family Nurturing Center. So that was a powerful event. There, you didn't miss much of nothing. Y'all got the rest over there. So that was definitely a powerful event. I'm going to go into the comments in a minute and try to balance between updates and responding to the comments. Powerful event. It usually happens on Juneteenth, so save the date for next year as well. Let's check it on the comments before we go on to what Brother Sean and I also did this weekend as well. So the Real Boss Media lets us know your algorithm when it comes to videos is dependent on replay value and if you watch it for long enough. So if you watch a crazy accident video and watch it till it loops again, it will keep pulling content similar to you. So basically what they're saying is once you let that video flip or loop rather, the algorithms change. So in my case, I must have let the sourdough video flip or loop and start back at the beginning again. Boom, it changes the algorithms. That's something to know. If we're going to engage with these platforms, we need to be aware of the algorithms and how things work and things like that. There are people all the time, you ain't said nothing to me on social media. Well, the way the thing is set up now, if we don't typically engage, I don't see your stuff because it doesn't come up in my news feed so anyway, thank you for that information. Tamisha, my mental health was attacked not too long ago this morning. I was trying to bring myself back to a good point. People project their evil onto you, just move like it's nothing, not realizing they do damage to your mental, and mental abuse is real. It is definitely real. Mental abuse. I heard a term the other day, Misha, emotional trauma or emotional abuse. Emotional abuse we're familiar with, but I don't know if that was the exact words, but it kind of caught my attention. So we have to be cognizant of protecting our peace. We have to be cognizant of protecting our peace, what we're doing within, remember that tier 1, what we can control. So keep that in mind as well. Also, Tamisha said, my doom scrolling comes in plant form, laugh out loud. I get so lost. It brings me such calm. As I said, you didn't miss a lot. Real Boston Media. Good morning to Janeer. It was not shady as far as missing a lot. Shady Mondays. Emotional trauma is a real phrase. Thank you, Michelle D. Smith. That's why I'm not sure if that was what I learned this weekend, because I've heard of that one before. Angela Elizabeth I'm getting to yesterday at the end, but Angela Elizabeth, one of our guests at the Sunday Java Gospel Brunch yesterday, is over on Instagram. Good morning to you. So that was Thursday. We talked about the Father's Day breakfast. Friday, what did I do Friday? Nothing. Friday was cool. Saturday. So along with the show and other things that I do, I also have in the past been a workshop and facilitator, moderator, things like that. And in partnership with Vital Connections, through some funding with Mass General Brigham, we conducted a men's mental health focus group for the past 2 Saturdays. First one, kind of quick, maneuvered and just had a quick conversation. Then this past Saturday, thanks to the availability and support of 98.1 Urban Heat, they have actually a function space there at the radio station. So I reached out and they allowed me to use their space. Sometimes you don't know whether to say if it was a blessing, slight blessing or not, because then you don't want people bombarding them. But all I'll say is I will thank Angie and also Marv Neal, the owner of 98.1. And we were in that space for the past 2 weeks. And this Saturday was the longest session. We had some brothers that came together and talked about their journey of mental health. A couple of brothers definitely had a past experience with reentry and owning some things. There was so much that was affirmed for me about what I'm dealing with as a Black man and just as a man and a Black man in general. And there was so much that I learned that though often our brothers are in survival mode, that survival mode doesn't always come with negative behavior. It does sometimes. But I was able to ascertain from these brothers that along the way, they have picked up some tips and tricks to maintain their mental health or their mental wellness, and in times address any mental illness or trauma or anxiety. As a part of that, I mentioned Sean Leonard was a panelist on the Father's Day event. He was also a facilitator with the brothers that came in, and I wanted him to come in and do some breathing and talk about the benefits of yoga. This brother came in and just identified with a lot of the testimonies of the brothers and affirmed them and listened to them. And we did do a box breathing exercise, and it was powerful. But I will say that the presence in the room, and though we were together only for 2 weeks, it was noted amongst us, especially the three of us that were together. I won't say the folks' names, but there were 3 of us that were there both weeks. And there were a couple other brothers that were there only the last week. But even in that, the vulnerability that I experienced with these Black men was amazing. And we talked a lot about them being vulnerable. And I asked them a question. I said, brothers, as much as sisters want you to be vulnerable, have you ever been vulnerable and it's been used against you? Everyone, not just in hetero, relationships, men and women, fathers, daughters, daughters of fathers, aunts, uncles, people that know the past. When a man is willing to be vulnerable and share some things with you, one of the worst things, and it's for anybody, any human, but men, we're different. And Black men, we're different. To have that regurgitated in a manner where it's used as ammunition hurts that man to the core. I listened to a couple of stories, and I'm very observant of tone of voice and body language. Yeah. Sisters, when these brothers, your sons, your fathers, your partners, your co-workers, your work husband, when they're vulnerable with you and y'all get into something or you want to use it for bad, don't do that, because what happens is they won't be vulnerable again, potentially. Things continue to happen. They're not vulnerable, so they're holding that stuff in. And potentially, one day it comes out in an outburst. comes out in a negative behavior. It comes out in a loss to a fight that for years brothers were holding themselves down and not reacting and using tips and tricks and tools. And I'll say this before and end it here. A couple of weeks ago at the Dee Dee's Cry Men's Mental Health Summit, one of the brothers shared that, seeing in media when men would, husbands and fathers, kill their families, their spouses, and then themselves. And according to reports in media and things, we're so surprised. And in further investigation, you find out there were domestic issues. Father may have not seen their children for a while. That was a topic that came up last couple of weeks, that sometimes the men feel that their children are used as ammunition against them as well. But what that brother said on that panel was he now understands. Not that he would do it, but he wondered how they got to a point to where it was even a consideration to take that sort of action. And so no excuse for taking anyone's life, no excuse for domestic violence, intimate partner, gender-based violence. But again, I'm talking about this workshop that was focused on men's mental health. So that's the context from which I'm speaking. Be careful how you handle us. As much as all that. Some brothers are fragile because of life circumstance, and and we talked about that. It doesn't make you soft and all. Anyway, so it was a great session. I didn't really publicize it because I knew the type of brothers I wanted in there and what I wanted to get accomplished. And it was. I got a text this morning from the partner. I don't think I recorded it, but they want like a video. I have a quick, small video. But shout out to brother Sean Leonard. Shout out to sister Angie. Shout out to Marv Neal. Over on Instagram, Presidential Suites dropped on for a couple of seconds, which we'll talk about. Yesterday's event, Presidential Suites, musician Grace by Nia, yesterday's Sunday job. Ari said it puts them right back into a place of distrust. Can reconfirm those negative feelings and thoughts. Absolutely. And Ari supports and works with a lot of brothers. How could I not? Yard Time was a partner with this and had brothers there. So thank you, brother Joey Bennett, Ari, and Yard Time as well, and Sister Sunny. Thank you for your support of this Black men's mental health focus group. Also on Thursday, a brother reached out to me and was like, yo, I mentioned to him that we did Man Cave in 2020. He was like, we need that. I got space for you. And these brothers want to continue gathering along with Yard Time. In addition to, brothers are seeking out spaces just to talk, just to build, just to share. Women, y'all have it all the time. Y'all have y'all teas, y'all little women's lunches and all this other stuff. And only thing I know that our brothers did, now I will say Matt Borders, Steve Tompkins, President Professor Jefferson, and others over at the Reggie Lewis Roxbury Community College. They have their breakfast for brothers. That is one Saturday, early Saturday morning every month, like at 7:30 in the morning. And so it's been down for some years. That's invigorated. The Black Men's Brunch that's only been in existence for 3 years. Brothers don't do a lot of that. So we need to. So that was Saturday. Yesterday, speaking of Presidential Suites, this over on Instagram. Yesterday, I want to thank Adonis Martin, also Nia Grace, for allowing me to have what I hope is a first, not last. The first Sunday Java Gospel Brunch at Grace by Nia. It was a great event. I sang. I did a whole little set. 1, 2. Well, I did a medley. So I did like 2.5 songs. There is video. My daughter Safari was there and she recorded. And I don't know if I'm going to post it or not because I was a little rusty. Now, Sound guy said I sounded good. Brother Mario, thank you, and John at Grace by Nia. Mario is a very just real forthright brother. And so when Mario said I sounded good, I said, okay. And Brother Adonis said, yeah, you need to sing more. So, yeah, if you didn't come yesterday, you missed it. Also, our featured artist yesterday was Angela Elizabeth. And when I tell you, she is just, some people know how to sing and some people can sing. She's both. And it's so like, that was her first time performing at Grace by Nia. And her and Angelique, it was such a natural, just like her presence on that stage. Angie, thank you for contributing. Thank you for being a part of the Sunday Java yesterday. And then, so I shared with you, Brother Mark Copeland was going to be the other artist. And by the time Angie got through, maybe it was meant for Mark not to be there because we probably would have been laid out up in Grace by Nia. But a good Brother Macho from a rap group some years ago called New Breed. Now, I don't know if Brother Macho was watching, but I stepped out the door. Macho had his hat off, and it was all gray. I literally said, and y'all know me, what's supposed to be a thought sometimes comes out my mouth. I was like, yo, what is it? We're gripping up, and I'm looking up like, what's with all this gray? His legacy continues. His son, Nahoa, is this melodic, powerful rapper. He's up here in Boston. Angie got a new godson. He's up here in Boston for the 5-week Berkeley program. And Macho was now, this is the thing that was interesting. Macho emailed me and said, hey, it's been some years, James. I want to come through and Grace by Nia and see you and Mark and support. Fine. As we're texting and talking, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And he mentioned his son. And I said, oh, well, can you be there around 3:00? Because that was Mark's time. And when I tell you I appreciate Macho and Nahoa coming and being a part of yesterday's event, it was that brother. And one thing I'm glad I'm able to do, even if I'm hearing a song for the first time, I'm able to really hear all the words and a lot of this brother's flow and what he was talking about and his, not verbatim what he was saying, but the intentionality of his music and his lyrics. It was powerful. So that was a great event. I cannot thank enough. Adonis Martin. Thank you. Thank you to Mario and John. And again, Angie and also Nahoa for being a part of it. All the servers, the bartenders, we shout out the cooks, the bus staff, everybody made it a great event. All right, that's a recap for the weekend. We are getting ready to, earlier on before we recap the weekend, we talked about mental health. And I am a Boston Beast is on Instagram. Good morning to you. Angie said Nahoa was dope. Please go follow him on Instagram. It is at Nahoa. I could get it on the phone, I think. I want to make sure you actually, let's put both. All right, this is why I don't open my phone in the middle of the show on Instagram, because my algorithms, help me, Jesus. All right, where? Oh, all right. So, all right, I'll show you all a little bit. That's a little bit of Nahoa. So you can follow Nahoa at, hold on. Oh, he got a nice little logo at the, So my algorithms, look what happened. It just repeated. So now I'm going to start getting positive rap. See, that's crazy. We seen this happen in real time. All right, Nahoa, you can follow him at, and let me just type it. Actually, you know what? Let me do even better. We're going to put it in the comments. So later on, you can click the comments and go follow him. I'm going to put Angie's in as well. All right. So that is Nahoa's Instagram. Please go follow him. We got 2 congratulations, and one of which I'm going to be a little shady because the congratulations lets me know why they haven't been in the Java Cafe the past couple of months. So I got 2 congratulations to do. Can somebody please tag Sharon Cornelius? Is she in the room yet? Is Sharon here? I see a couple other names I need to catch up with. Please share. I see Uncle Thaddeus. I'm going to get to that in a second. Please share Sharon Cornelius's, tag her so we can congratulate her. All right, Nahoa, let's get this. I put his link in the comments on Java with Jimmy. I will definitely go in also and put them on James W. Hills. This software glitch is aggravating because one used to take care of it all. And now I gotta. All right, here we go. Carlton Poultice Mace. Carlton, what's up, brother? Thank you, man. I appreciate you, sir. So it's now over on on James Hills as well. All right, let's get Angie Perry's Instagram as well, so you can go follow her and support. It's Black Music Month, y'all. That was one of the other reasons why I wanted to give some homage to gospel, and what we've and what it's contributed to. All right, now Angie, which one? Angela Elizabeth Sings. So Angie's is, I'm going to put the link to hers as well, and you can go follow her. Angela Elizabeth is now everywhere. Hold on. All right. So both Nahoa and Angie's Instagrams are linked. Please go follow them and support both of these artists. Uncle Thaddeus put in a post, and let's go see what he had to say. We don't have to carry the weight of our blackness in everything we do. Not every room needs a history lesson. Not every moment has to be a battle. Healthy living means knowing when to put the backpack down and just be whole, free, unburdened for a minute. That's healing too. That was what I acknowledged earlier that I saw Miguel doing. And Uncle, you know more than most that it's coming July 4th. And this year I will be checking in with those that I need to check in with. I'm really like, we'll probably have the show, but emails, texts, phone calls, all, especially phone. Y'all know me and phone calls. We have to. So a couple of things. I don't know if Sharon is in the building yet, and I really don't want to do it until she's on. So I'll start with one. Congratulations. This young lady right here, I just saw on Facebook about 3:30 this morning. She was up late because she had posted it an hour before. Yes, to see her. I was trolling. Speaking of, we still have to do our mental health words. So don't go nowhere yet, y'all. I am Angela Elizabeth. I got you covered over on, I put the link up, Angie. Asia. So about 3:32 this morning, I'm one of those phones in the bed or on the couch, and I'll wake up and about 3:32 or so this morning, I see this. I'm going to get this thing perfect. Look right there in the middle, y'all. Asia is now a Sora in the in the Delta Psi Rho sorority. She is part of the Alpha Gamma chapter, becoming her spring 2025. So it's funny because last week I just randomly hit Asia up and I was like, yo, where you been? Ain't seen you. And so we figured out why. So congratulations to Asia for becoming a Sora. We know that sororities and fraternities foster volunteerism and civic engagement and helping community and whatnot. So Asia, it's kind of a natural thing. They are blessed, and that sorority is forever enhanced by you being a part of it. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to you. I think Charlotte became a Sora this year as well. Never mind. Y'all see the color I'm wearing, right? Can y'all imagine me becoming a Kappa at 55? Anthony and I was, I think it was at the health fair somewhere, and we were dancing. And I've been doing the shoulder thing during the electric slide for years. So we were doing the electric slide, and my shoulders kind of shimmy a little bit. And Anthony was like, hey, watch it. But congratulations to all of the Soras, and also Soras are sisters. What do you call the brothers? Soras and help me out. Okay. We're going to get ready to wrap up. It is 10:39. Michelle said I sent a direct message to Sharon to inquire if she will be joining Java Fam. She has not yet replied. Sharon's probably passed out from the weekend. So I'll say it a little bit here that I bought it out. Brothers, Soras and brothers. Really? Y'all get Soras and brothers just get brothers? We can't get no Greek. Frat. That's it. Yeah, thank you. Frat. Thank you. Thank you, Charlotte, for giving us the right word. Soras and frats. Thank you. Thaddeus wanted to come yesterday, but after the 10K. And congratulations to Uncle Thaddeus. He did a 10K. I actually saw that post right before. I need to go on Facebook right before the show to get all my current events, and congratulations to Uncle Thaddeus. He completed that 10K yesterday. And Uncle Thaddeus is skinny, y'all. Uncle Thaddeus has been out there doing it, and not just outer, but internal as well. So celebration to you. Charlotte said she didn't see, wait. She said she didn't see Sharon at church either. All right. So somebody, we going, if we Michelle, me, one of the three of us need to hear from Sharon by 12 o'clock. All right. Just to make sure she's good. So thank you for the recap for the weekend. Thank you for everybody that supported the Brothers Day, the Father's Day brunch. Thank you for the brothers, Urban Heat, Fields Corner Yoga, and also I think that was it for Lyft. I have to thank Lyft. Thank you for the support with Lyft codes to get a couple of brothers there to the workshop. Thank you for Lyft for supporting, period. They've been really on the low the past month doing some support. So I'm in the form of some Lyft codes. Thank you, brother Brandon Joyce, for facilitating that. And then thank you to Nia Grace, Adonis Martin, Angie, and also Nahoa and Macho that made yesterday happen at Grace by Nia. A couple of things to keep in mind for this week. I don't believe. Oh God, I think I messed up. We will be live from Boston Public Market this Wednesday, I believe at 12 o'clock. But if it's at 11 o'clock, I have to double check. We won't have a show that morning. And I have potential 2 guests booked for 10 o'clock and 10:30 that morning. So either way, I doubt there will be a show on Wednesday. All right. So just keep that in mind. Also, Saturday at 10 a.m., please don't forget to tune in and watch our first episode of our residency at the Museum of Science. I will tell you all now, my special guest on Saturday at the Museum of Science is Dr. Thea James from Boston Medical Center. We're going to talk about being human in the fullness of our humanity. So we're going to have a brief conversation with her on Saturday at 10 a.m. live from the Museum of Science right here in the city of Boston. So please come into the Java Cafe Saturday. Mama Java, thank you, because I was getting ready to let you all go. And y'all are ready. Okay, before we wrap up today, and I love to see these first two words. Put one word, in the comments. Leslie did two, well, hyphenated. Mama Java did one, but it sounds like two words. Put one word in the, okay, y'all are ready. Okay. Michelle D. Smith, peace. I'm loving this. We got spirit-filled, overflow, and spirit-filled, overflow, and peaceful. Come on, let's keep them going. Pastor Marion said that she's encouraged this morning. Those of you that's over on Instagram as well, what's your word for mental health? Jesus. Casey Ashley, good morning to you. I think I am a Boston Beast as well. What is your mental health? What Sister Debbie? Focused. Asia said, I bet you are. Transformed. Because there's a whole process of becoming a Sora and a frat. So, but Asia said that she is transformed. All right, folks, I'm loving this. Uncle Thaddeus, what's your word for today? Nisi said overjoyed from Saturday. We also want to mention, I forgot our good candidate from D7, Tashad, is in the building. She said abundance is her word. Nisi reminded me that the Saturday was the Roxbury homecoming event that took place at Franklin Park. And from, hold on. Milagro's not, I haven't seen Milagro. That was Alexa. So that means we've been on for a little bit. The Roxbury homecoming took place on Saturday, a tradition here in the city of Boston for Black Boston. Ari said that she is determined over on Instagram. So we got determined, abundance, overjoyed, focus, transformed, encouraged, peaceful, overflow, and spirit-filled. All right. I'm loving the tone of our mental health status for today, Monday, June 23rd. This is dope. This is really dope. And even if that's not your stance right now, we still want to hear from you. But hopefully you're being encouraged by what you see from these others. Overjoyed watching my children graduate. Congratulations to the parents. Watching my children graduate high school and college is so incredible. I knew that it was could have been 8th grade or 12th grade, but one grade, I think it was high school. My mother got my mother got the original, I think, and I photocopied and then got another jacket. One of my diplomas I gave to my mother. All right. We are all caught up with mental health statuses. I love this. This is not, Milagro, I didn't see you comment up in the comments. So you just on the low sitting here listening. Good to see you in the room, Milagro, as well. All right. That's it for us, folks. We will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. For Testimony Tuesday. Also keep in mind that I doubt it will be next week, but the week after the 4th, we probably will have a couple of episodes because to Uncle Thaddeus' point, we do not have to. We'll close with this. We do not have to carry the weight of our Blackness in everything we do. Not every room needs a history lesson. Not every moment has to be a battle. Healthy living means knowing when to put the backpack down and just be whole, free, unburdened for a minute. That's healing too. that goes back to that point that we said before. And I think my mother mentioned Keisha Dubose is in the room. Good to see you in the room, sis. That goes back again to the concept that we talked about of expansion versus growth, intentionality. Huge. Leslie, some choir opportunities will be coming up in the fall. I talked to Brother Adonis, and we shout out to Amanda that came out yesterday, Mother Angie as well, that came out yesterday. But the folks that were there want to do something more. And so something is coming up with a choir soon, Leslie. What? I don't know. But as soon as I get a budget to take care of these musicians, and Leslie, y'all got spoiled because that first engagement, didn't y'all get $100 just for coming out and singing? So you set that standard. And I know y'all will say, oh, we don't always have to be paid. We just want to sing and have joy. We'll get something done. But I'm glad we were able to get some things done yesterday. Linda, good morning to you. Good to see you in the room. Okay. Milagro was just hiding out and chilling, but Alexa, Milagro. Alexa bought you out. All right. Have a blessed day to Michelle D. Smith and everybody that is in the room, either on the Instagram section or the Facebook section or Twitter. Have a wonderful day, you all. And we will see you tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And Milagro, hopefully everything is cool. Just saying she's being quiet today. Hopefully everything is cool with you. And we will see everyone tomorrow at 10 a.m.